Hi there, my name's Bridget. I'm currently studying a Bachelor of Commerce, majoring in Marketing and Management, and I have about 3.5 days left, so my final semester. My hopes for this presentation are to reflect on my journey not only in enhancing your business mind, but also in my entire university degree. I also want to look at my future career and possibly a note to my future self that I can laugh at in 5 years. So let's get started. So the first topic we'll be talking about is the employability tool. I thought it was a really interesting tool. I think I came across a lot of important points and a lot of different aspects of what makes you, I guess, employable. Looking at my results, it shows that I'm quite confident in cultural and social literacy, as well as just basic literacy. This would probably come from the fact that I'm pretty aware of what's going on around the world and I like to keep on top of social issues and things like that. And I really want to take that into consideration when working in teams and working with people and meeting people for the first time. I believe my faults in this area would come under basic literacy and my lack of confidence when it comes to public speaking, which I'm hoping doesn't come across in this video, but it may. The section it explains that I need to work the most on would probably be emotional literacy, which I thought I was good at, but obviously not. Which I think comes down to the fact that I often don't trust my gut and I don't trust my own feelings. I rely a lot on facts and as well as other people's opinions, which I guess I can work on by being in tune with myself more and probably just trusting myself and making the decision on my own. I think the employability tool was interesting. I think that it gave a lot to think about. I think it brought to attention a lot of the different types of literacy I could have and different types that wake up your employability, not only just your practical skills but emotional skills, all that kind of thing as well. I think that's interesting and I think I'm gonna take it with me and make sure that I'm working on those type of skills actively and consciously when I'm going out and meeting new people, doing interviews, all those kind of things. If I was to give a reflection in regards to the Enhancing Your Business Mind unit, I think as a whole it would be pretty positive. I think that it was a really important unit and I think doing it towards the end of my degree was really beneficial. I think that it touched on a lot of different aspects of what's also important, not just the content or the theory, but also other practical skills that will definitely come into play in my future career. The first activity we did confused me a little, not gonna lie. It was a cool activity, it was fun, it was good to talk to people about what they were gonna make. I thought that was interesting. These are my Legos, so this was the first week. And then this was the second week. As you can tell by my first week, I kind of made a little flower creature with some pretty colors. The second one, however, it's more of a bit of a jumbled wall. It's more of a mixture of different things. It's not as pretty. It's a bit more of a mess. I think I did this on purpose. It was more realistic, I think. Less idealistic in this one. I like to think that all of the colors represent a different part of me, like my uni, my sports, my job, my internship, different things that are going on in my life right now, and how it's all mixed together. But it was a really cool activity, and I think that you can kind of see my growth in how I viewed myself. All the other exercises that we did I found really helpful as well. The one talking about ethics, that was a really good conversation. It was nice to know what other people would think and just tips on how asking people for help isn't a bad thing and how try different strategies and how also taking into consideration not only the people involved but their personalities and how that'll affect the roll on of like how the company will play out after big decisions are made. Other exercises like the caps inbox I found really interesting. It was hard being online, but I think that it was also beneficial because working online seems to be a really big up and coming thing and I think that's not going to die down anytime soon. So learning skills over some kind of Zoom or platform like that I think is definitely beneficial. Overall, I really enjoyed the class. I think that Doug was a really good tutor. I think that he kept the class engaging. I think he provided the content really well. He made it a safe space for us to bring up questions and answer. I felt really comfortable answering questions and putting my hand up. I just really enjoyed the class and I think that it was one of the only classes at uni that every week I was excited to go to. And I was excited that we were going to learn something new that was practical and that I could actually take away. And it was a little bit scary, but I think doing that kind of exercise in class, like looking towards the future, planning, like a bit scary, but it was good. And I think they were all good techniques that I'm going to use later on down the track for sure. I've been at uni for 4 years. I took a 6-month gap at the end of 2019 to go on a holiday, which was great timing. I'm not 100% sure I chose the right major. I think I chose it a little bit out of fear of picking something that I wouldn't be able to find a job in, so I picked something very broad in hopes that I could go into any industry. However, that's not really the case, and I still have to focus on an industry. So that didn't really save me. I still have to pick an industry, I guess. I don't know exactly how I'll go working in the field in marketing. I'm not sure if I'm really cut out for it, but I think I'm going to give it a solid go. I see myself as someone who will change careers a few times. I think that I will have multiple different ones purely because I like trying new things and I like learning new skills. But hopefully, not right now, but eventually I'd like to go back to study. I'd like to probably come back in a few years. I think if I was to look back at my time at uni, the only thing I regret is not spending more time there. I wish I had more time to join clubs and sports at uni. I think it would have been beneficial to really embrace being at uni and being a student. It didn't really help that I had to work 30+ hours a week and I lived an hour away. It made it a lot more difficult to spend time at uni. But I think that would have been the only thing I regret. Ideally, I think I'd like to work in a marketing team so I could learn from the people around me and from people above and take on new skills. I think that I will work in a few different industries. I plan to use my internship to help me find a job. My internship focuses on networking, so they sell memberships to different companies and they put on events. So I've been to a few events and I've made a few relationships with different companies, especially to do with marketing and things like that. Hopefully I can gain employment through that. I've also learned a few tips and tricks from different people. I plan to learn a few more skills in regards to graphic design and website building. I think that'll be really beneficial, and I think it'll add a few skills to my resume that are becoming more and more important in today's day, especially with a lot of marketing being online. I plan to keep looking on Seek and other job search websites just to get a better idea of what kind of things employers are looking for, what kind of skills, what kind of experience, and really take that on board and make sure that I'm adapting and learning wherever I can and adding to my portfolio wherever I can. I hope you found something that you're passionate about. I hope you finally settled on something, or at least you have an idea. I hope that if you're not happy, you're finding something else. I also hope that you're still taking chances and you're not afraid to take risks or accept opportunities that could throw you in a different direction, even if that is move to the other side of the world. And I hope you're just generally looking after yourself and not wearing yourself out too much. But some serious tips. I hope you're staying up to date with all the technical advancements and making sure you're aware of where marketing's going and what kind of skills you need to be prepared. And then I hope you stuck to at least one of the languages that you started learning. Hopefully I am fluent in German or French or Mandarin. I also want you to know, if your current job isn't working out, it's not too late to go back to uni and study something else, or just change careers. You got this. I think it was units like this that made me aware that uni can be more practical and can bring forth more practical discussions, not just talks about theory and facts. Brought in some of those soft skills and practical skills, and it actually provided ways in which we could use them and how we can use our emotional skills and how we can use our leadership skills rather than just saying that we should use them. But I think that there's more to your degree than just what you know and your professional skills. I think this really helped make my career plan, and it helped me lay out what I want to do and which direction I want to go, and it kind of made me choose and made me consider where I'll actually go, like the fact that I could go into the fashion industry and the fact that that's actually an opportunity that I could look at. I think the unit also made me aware that not knowing what I want to do is completely normal. I think I was worried that having interest in many different things was going to stop me from picking something to pursue. But I think I actually have some sort of plan now, and I have some sort of idea of where I want to go. And thank you very much for listening.